I'd probably want to forget having eaten broccoli. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I have to tell you this. He hates vegetables. You didn't have karela? Never had karela?
Oh, hey. This interview will have a hard stop if you mention karela.
Am I reminding you of things you want to
I can't even remember. I think I was so scarred by eating karela. I mean, my memories blocked it out.
Oh, I love karela. Okay,
I love it too.
I love.
Every time I speak to Abhishek, he tells me a new thing. Last time he told me that he hates mangoes and he just cannot wrap his head around the fact that
I have not met an Indian who hates mangoes. I have not, never.
At the end of the day, like I said, Bob could be somebody you're sitting next to on the train and you probably won't understand or even guess what his line of work is.
Yeah.
At the face of it, he's an LIC agent. The first thing I was very clear is that we had to look the part. So I requested Dia for a couple of months to put on weight. That was something I was very sure of, that you have to put on weight, because we didn't want to do it through, putting on a prosthetic paunch or something. The prep was extensive, from the way he would talk, to the way he would move, to how he would walk, to how he would react. What is his emotional state at the start of the film, and where do you leave him at the end of the film? So there was extensive work that went into it.
Glamour kam karna hai. You have to be as ordinary as possible. Yeah. So yeah, of course, less makeup. The hair has to be as simple. The blouses she wears is, she's very covered up and so just stuff like that, basically, to make it more authentic.
I do believe that today's audiences wants to see a certain amount of realism in their characters. Yeah. And those characters are allowed to be morally ambiguous. You don't have to be all good. You can have gray shades. And I think that makes life a lot more interesting for us actors, because we get to really have fun with the work that we do. A large part of what I do and why I do what I do is for my family and for the love and blessings of my parents. And to get an endorsement like that from him is something which means the world.
So today I have with me the team of one of the most awaited films since it's been announced. I have with me the team of Bob Biswas, Abhishek Bachchan and Chitrangda Singh. Welcome, guys. How are you doing?
Thank you.
Very well, thank you.
Very good.
First of all, congratulations on the trailer. It's been getting crazy response. I remember the last time that I spoke to Abhishek was probably for The Big Bull. And that time, he did tell me a little about, the fact that Bob Biswas is going to be coming soon. And, we were just discussing a little about...
I love that. I remember the last time I spoke to him. It was probably for Big Bull. So you obviously don't remember.
I do remember. It was for The Big Bull. And we did discuss a little about how interesting the look is, because just a few pictures had come out at that time. And now the trailer is out. The response is amazing, right? Tell me a little about that.
Yes, we're very happy.
Yeah.
The response has been exactly what we had all hoped for. And it's always nice, because it's, when your trailer breaks, it's the first visuals and feel of your film that is now up for public judgment. And the fact that you get a resounding positive response, I don't think you can ask for anything. It just goes to show that, yeah, we got something right. You've managed to pique the interest of the audience that much so that they want to see the film, which is the purpose of the trailer. And it's the first step in the direction that, okay, things hopefully will work out. So we're all very energized. We feel very, very thankful. Now we're looking forward to them seeing the entire film.
Lovely. Chitrangda, what do you have to say about the response? Was this anticipated?
It is, let's just say the word different, I guess. The whole world is different. Yeah. And the good thing is that they actually understand, and that is what they're finding is interesting, is exciting. The fact that this world of this contract killer and this, it's a very unusual story and a very unusual kind of world, that you suddenly see a very ordinary man doing the most extraordinary things in his life. And I think that has interested the audience. And this is, like he said, we were hoping for. So yeah, it's a good thing. it's great.
Lovely. I have to ask Abhishek about the prep of the film because you've gained weight and whatnot. Please tell me something about that. How did you prepare for the role?
Oh, it was extensive. Thank you for asking. It was extensive. There was after everything was sorted out about creatively about the film when we started working on the character. The first thing I was very clear is that we had to look the part. So I requested Dia for a couple of months to put on weight. That was something I was very sure of, that you have to put on weight because we didn't want to do it through, putting on a prosthetic paunch or something. Bob Biswas had to look in a particular way. That kind of adds to the fun of the character, that somebody who's just so normal and so believable can do such extraordinary things. And so they gave me a few months. I put on, I think I reached about almost 105 kilos. And I think that really helped in the performance. It helped in every which way, in terms of the gait, the walk, the movement. That was that. Then obviously the rest was a lot of makeup, which, we got a fantastic team and a wonderful makeup artist called Simone from England who came down and helped with the makeup. It was all in an attempt to obviously forget that you're watching Abhishek Bachchan and you're watching Bob Biswas.
Right.
And I think that's like Chitrangda said, they've created such a wonderful world that you can't do anything that will break that illusion. So the idea was to do that. So the prep was extensive, from the way he would talk, to the way he would move, to how he would walk, to how he would react. What is his emotional state at the start of the film, and where do you leave him at the end of the film? So there was extensive work that went into it, not just physically, and I know that's most apparent, and that is very difficult. Not just physically, but emotionally as well. There were the most minutest details about Bob, his relationships, his approach that we had to discuss and just kind of etch out so that we wouldn't have trouble once we started shooting.
And I also read somewhere that there was a gap of about 7, 8, 9 months between.
About 10 months, because we got stuck during the lockdown. We started shooting this film in January 2020, and we were slated to finish in April with principal photography. And as we all know, middle of March is when the government declared a lockdown. So we had to leave a huge set and all our work in Kolkata and come back to our respective homes. And we had to wait till it was safe enough for us to travel back to Kolkata and then get the permissions to shoot. So we waited for that. And when we were granted those permissions by the authorities is when we resumed the shooting. We had about, I would say, almost 15 days balance work left, which we completed in then almost December of 2020. And then we completed the film. So there was that unplanned for delay, but I guess everybody went through it.
Well, Chitrangda, did you have any special prep for your role?
Well, actually, when I met Sujoy, the only thing, there wasn't much really. The only thing I guess he said was that I also had to put on a little bit of weight because he felt that you can't, the character that I was playing of this not a housewife, but a woman who's running this sort of lower middle class, working in a bank and has 2 kids. She has to have a certain physicality. Again, there has to be more weight than, like we work out in gyms and stuff. So your bodies have to look slightly different. Right. So yes, I did put on a little bit of weight, but nothing as compared to what, the transformation he's gone through. Yeah. So I guess just that. But other than that, the only other thing that he felt was he's like, glamour kam karna hai. You have to be as ordinary as possible. Yeah. So yeah, of course, less makeup. The hair has to be as simple. The blouses she wears is, she's very covered up and so just stuff like that, basically, to make it more authentic in that sense. This woman from Calcutta who's working in a bank. The whole ordinariness of it has to be real. So yeah, we just worked on that. Yes.
Yeah, and it's translated pretty well on the screen for the both of you. So that's great. Abhishek, I want to know from you the fact that you're playing a character which is doing things which are not very likable. How do you like? Does it make it more difficult for you as an actor to convince the audience into, sort of making them understand why Bob is doing what he's doing, or just in general playing a negative character on the screen?
Well, as an actor, it's exciting to get work that's challenging, that has a lot of complexities. But I mean, I would, I don't. Once you see the film, you'll understand why he does what he does and how he does. So, but like I said, it's always. I think today is the calling where we can be morally ambiguous with our characters. I would say till about 10 years ago, it was very evident that our acceptance of the kind of storytelling in our films was that very clearly of a protagonist and an antagonist.
Right.
I think in the last decade, those lines have started blurring.
Yeah.
There is a certain realism that has come into in the kind of characters that the audience wants to accept.
Right.
They're okay to have a flawed protagonist, because that is more realistic. And nobody's perfect.
Right.
So I think there is a certain proclivity to see characters which are more believable and tangible and relatable. And I think Bob is right up there. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, Bob could be somebody you're sitting next to on the train and you probably won't understand or even guess what his line of work is.
Wow.
At the face of it, he's an LIC agent. And he moonlights as a serial killer. Sorry, not as a serial killer, as a contract killer. And that's something that you'd never guess. And I think that was the fun of it. You know, that's what makes it different.
Yeah.
So I do believe that today's audiences wants to see a certain amount of realism in their characters. And those characters are allowed to be morally ambiguous. You don't have to be all good. You can have gray shades. And I think that makes life a lot more interesting for us actors, because we get to really have fun with the work that we do.
Like Bob forgets how to kill, right? When he wakes up from the coma. If you wake up from your sleep one day and if you'd want to forget something, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Abhishek, she's asking you.
No, you go first. Give me time to think.
What would I like to forget? I would like to forget everything that I didn't do right. Because, you know, somewhere in your mind, you kind of second guess yourself. You lose that innocence of the first time.
Yeah.
I just want to sort of forget all of that and be as fresh as, you know, first time. I think everything that I got wrong is what I would want to forget. Probably, yes.
Okay. Abhishek, what about you?
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to forget anything. I think we're all a product of our experiences, and you are what you are because you've made your mistakes.
But no bad experience, nothing. No, but Abhishek, nothing, no bad experience. Come on, don't tell me it's been so perfect.
I'd probably want to forget having eaten broccoli. Yeah.
Okay, I have to tell you this. He hates vegetables. Like, this is the first time that I've met. I mean, I've met kids who don't like vegetables.
I remember the last time he told me.
Fruits and vegetables. Okay, it's not just vegetables; it's fruits and vegetables. And I have met kids who hate vegetables, but they are nothing in comparison to this man here. It is. I couldn't believe it. I mean, this is amazing. Yeah, so I can totally understand that experience. You've never had Karela? You didn't have Karela? Never had Karela?
Oh, hey. This interview will have a hard stop if you mention Karela.
Am I reminding you of things you want to
I can't even remember. I think I was so scarred by eating Karela. My memories blocked it out.
Oh, I love Karela. Okay,
I love it too.
I love.
Every time I speak to Abhishek, he tells me a new thing. Last time he told me that he hates mangoes and he just cannot wrap his head around
I have not met an Indian who hates mangoes. I have not. Never.
I think
I know two.
Okay, we've met one. All right.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should not further talk about this. Otherwise, we'll meeting chhod ke chale jayenge and I'm going to get bashed. So let's leave that. But lastly, Abhishek, I think you've been getting crazy comments, amazing, just the way the trailer has turned out, on the look, everything. But I think one comment, which everybody has absolutely loved, is by Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, of course, your father, who wrote that, he's proud that you're his son. What a lovely, what a lovely comment. And just the fact that he's so proud, of the way the trailer has been accepted and just the way the trailer is. What would you want to say about that?
Oh, there's very little you can say after somebody like that says something like that. It's more about just an emotion and reveling in it. I mean, I'm deeply honored, very touched.
But what did you say to him? I want to know. What did you tell your father?
I haven't said anything to him yet.
Oh, come on.
What do you say? What do you go and say? I just gave him a hug and said thank you. It means a lot. I mean, a large part of what I do and why I do what I do is for my family and for the love and blessings of my parents. And to get an endorsement like that from him is something which means the world to me. And, it makes you slightly nervous because now he has to feel the same thing after seeing the film, and you hope you don't let him down. But I'm very overwhelmed and very, very emotional after reading what he doesn't heap praise on people unnecessarily, and very seldom does he do that. So it's something you really need to cherish.
How lovely. That's just amazing. I think that's sadly all the time we had, but I had so much fun talking to the both of you. I just want to wish you all the very best for more releases on.
Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much. And all the
Thank you. Take care. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.